Bit of a bizarre blip on the radar, but we should be all good to roll. Welcome in, everyone, to the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series presented by the Prodigy Racing Association. Thomas Cuffba here, also known as Orion. I ready to bring you this week of action. This time around, we are going to the All-Star Week, so it's going to be nice and easy. Let's start with our roster of drivers. We have Robert Hensley in the 0-0, Daniel Durazo in the 2, Robert Fisk the 6, Zach Lesenby the 0-6, Roger Saucier the 7, Danny Ray the 0-8, and Matthew Bird in the 9. Joe Nerton will pilot the 10 with Ben Zahn in the 11, Marlo Duncan the 12, Jimmy Sala the 14, Bob Gangwer in the 15, and Aaron Fontaine in the 18. David Nadden in the 21, Adam Miller the 25, Kyle Deckard the 26, Micah Mixer the 28, and Rodney Roberts the 29. Christopher Mullins in at the 32, with Alex Jones in the 45, Guillermo Pere in the 52, Nick Russell the 53, and Nick Polliard the 55. Andy Zhao in the 69, Matthias Marcamini in the 77, Jacob Schneider in the 81, and Stefan Hassett in the 91. Austin LeBlanc pilots the 111, Spencer Torrance the 120, Ali Chastain the 136, Brad Morath the 384, and Paul Boomershine the 925. Couple notes for today as two drivers have confirmed they will be absent for this race. Marlo Duncan and Nick Polliard have both individually said they will not be able to make it this week. If there are any other drivers who can't make it, they did not say. We also have a couple drivers not on that roster who are in for today. Following from the Grid Finder group, we have Daniel Blanco, who helped set up the Sunset Bend Street Stock Series. He'll be joining us alongside one of the drivers from that series. Nathan Scott Maru is back with us in the 76. Now, we will, of course, have a look at the schedule. For today, we had Long Beach to kick off our season, went to Phoenix, then Road America, Milwaukee Mile, and then the Indy courses for our first half of the season. And we're at the All-Star break now. It is nice and simple for these drivers today. We've got Mid-Ohio next week, and then the Iowa Speedway will be our next oval. We'll go to Detroit for our next road course. Pocono Raceway I will not be present for, unfortunately. Barber Motorsport, I think it's Barber Motorsport, and Michigan for our last oval and our last race of the season. So we're just going to hang out, have ourselves a grand old time, and enjoy some racing. Why don't we? We've got 9 drivers on the track right now. I think one of them is going to be up in the sky. To help out in the administrative purposes, $30 on the line for these drivers in the All-Star race. And let's have a look to see how they are shaping up. Did it break? This might have broken. I will lose it if it broke. No, it didn't break. Okay, so something has gone wrong. No, I know exactly what it was. That. Minus 11 is Daniel Blanco in at the 57. Always love to pilot the 57. I think there was even a bit of a dispute in a different series about who would get the number. Okay. All right, the hiccups are crashing in hard as Matthew Bird will go for the pass. And they'll work on their draft work. Here at Talladega, it's the Super Speedway. You'll know it from NASCAR as the Super Speedway outside of Daytona. And it drives like it, I'll tell you. Matthew Bird trying to improve his lap time here. On that bottom line, these Super Speedways are simple. Hold the bottom and stay there till the end of time. He shoots up to third on the board. Hold the bottom, hold that foot flat to the floor. Well, it's now to the middle of the track. With Blanco right behind. Got to be careful. Remember, these IndyCar vehicles, not the kindest when it comes to drafting. Remember, they are, in fact, quite over-engineered, and so getting too much of a draft will lead to dirty air, as we like to call it, which leads to what we call the chundersteer. You just understeer into oblivion. In front of Bird and Blanco is Micah Mixer, the current #1 driver in the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series. That we know for a fact. The rest of the standings, unfortunately, not available for us today, but we will not need to worry about those just yet. We got plenty of time before we got to worry. Bird has vanished, and he's back. Fellow driver on the Corsa is Away Goes Bird. Robert Hensley has joined the server. Maybe gets a couple laps of practice in. Be careful with this driver in front of you. Don't be stupid now. I think that is Joe Norton. And thankfully they all three of them get out of that situation A-okay. Blanco, little touch of the apron. He's okay. All righty. We're going to take a bit of a break, get ourselves ready for qualifying for the All-Star race. $30 on the line here as we cap off our final half of the season. Our first half of the... watch it, Micah. We cap off our first half of the season for the All-Star race. We'll come back. Our practice session over. Robert Hensley got a lap in, I saw. He was like 15 seconds behind. And with that, we are about ready to get our first driver on the road. Who's it going to be? Who is qualifying first? I see Micah Mixer on the track. Giving that engine a good rev, a good stiff rev. Trying to blow it up. Here's Robert Hensley. He'll be the first on the track. Take it nice and easy. Have to be below the apron. Makes it a little bit scary. Because half the road is cambered, half the road isn't. Onto the gas now. Off we go. Robert Hensley will be the first man on for qualifying here. He'll need to build up that speed. Looking for a good time here. Remember, we're fighting for 30 bucks. Ooh, careful. Common qualifying strategy you'll see is drivers sticking hard on the outside, then crashing into the corners and swinging back out at the exit of the corner. It builds up a little bit of speed. While it's not faster through the corner per se, you're building up speed down that final straightaway so that you can full send it on the bottom of the line the whole way around for the fastest lap that you could possibly get. Hensley's got some momentum down the middle of the track, though. Now moves his way in. Now, granted, the strategy I said is more for NASCAR. How would I know? I've done it. Managed to take pole position, and because iRacing does DraftMaster at Talladega and at Daytona. I've taken pole position at DraftMaster before. I'm slow. I'm a slow driver. Hensley, our first time on the board, 39.08. That is not bad at all from Robert Hensley. Not a bad time. Looking to get into the 38s as the qualifying session continues. We'll go on board with Hensley. Get our maps up, get our standings up, just in case anyone ends up with a meatball. Just hold the throttle, pin it. Foot flat. Foot is flat. care if it's blinking at you. Foot is flat. Unable to improve the time is Robert Hensley. And here's Zach Lesenby, who will get a chance on the track. And make sure I can get this beautiful chat up and running. Love you all for showing up here to the Prodigy Racing Association's All-Star Race in Season 4 of the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series. Give me that stream manager. Come on. Show me the chat. Show me this lovely chat. Immortal Hitman, thank you very much for the follow. Ooh, I got one of these. Nice. Forgot I actually did subscribe to the PRA Network channel. Rodney Roberts, our second man in the qualifying slot, is second on the board with a 39.441. As Lesenby around the track, we'll see where he ends up. In first, the first 38 on the board at 38.897, and he will call it. Whoa, little bit of a slide. Got to be careful there. Here's Micah Mixer, currently the #1 driver in the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series. Crashes in. And is in fourth at the moment. Plenty of time to go in the qualifying section. Oh, careful with it. Any other drivers on the track? There is Daniel Blanco, but he's not driving. Joe Nerton? No. Bird has returned. Hello? Oh, that's a nice crash. That's a nice crash. Well done. Matthew Bird ends a really good time before spearing it into the wall. Hey, Rodney. Ooh, is that the correct one? Why are you on screen? Go, where, cursor? Cursor, don't betray me like this. You need to go over there. Thank you. Making sure everyone has the correct livery. Is that the livery he's running? I don't actually know. I took the car away. How dare you? Can someone confirm or deny if that's the car he's supposed to be running? Five drivers so far have hit the track. Here is Mixer, who now takes the lead, takes pole position with a 38.849. And Matthew Bird will go out there yet again. Looks like it'll be a 5-5 split. 5 drivers will qualify, 5 will not. Interesting to see how the grid will shake up because of that. Kuba will likely be not participating, as he'll be eyes in the sky to help us out. Much appreciated, Kuba. Meow. 30 laps to Talladega. That's actually going to take a decent bit. I got to number that real quick. Because it's 20. Oh, God, this is going to be a long one. We are going to be. Oh, what are you doing on this inside line? You are below the apron. And there he goes into the wall. Doesn't even get to the line before he hits the wall. And ruins it. Pins it completely. And that will do it. I think Blanco is just kind of going to sit there for the rest of the time. If I see Blanco on the track, I'll be surprised. $30 laps of Talladega. We're gonna do some math on this real quick. Nobody. Oh, that's who you are. Okay. Hey, Bird, how you doing? We very much appreciate you supporting the Prodigy Racing Association alongside driving within its league. We thank you very much for that. Yeah, no one saw that. No one saw that. Everyone had their eyes closed. Brain was braining, and then it stopped braining. I had something in mind I was going to do, and then I lost it. All right, cool. We're going to take a short ad break, and then when we come... Oh, yeah. Right, number crunching. We're not going to take a short ad break because there's going to be ads in the middle of this race no matter what. 30 times... we're going to go 40. Something's wrong there. Hold on. 30 laps. 40 seconds a lap is 1,200 seconds. 1,200 seconds divided by 60 seconds a minute? That's not 20 minutes. There's no way this is going to be 20 minutes. This is not a 20-minute race. I know that. It's got to be more than that. Yeah, it's way more than that. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on my math. That says it's going to be 20 minutes. Something is definitely wrong there. I am confused. Well, qualifying's done, so my confusion, who cares? Got these bubbles to the top. Didn't know I could do that. Let's see our grid. Put Kuba at 7th. Micah Mixer will get pole position with a 38.849. Lesenby will have to settle for second on the grid. 38.897 is his time. Here's Matt Burr with a 38.967, our last 38 on the board. Hensley will get fourth with a 39.086. Rodney Roberts will be on row 3, and Daniel Blanco will be the man listed next to him. It's Kuba in P7 with Joe Nerton in 8th. Nerton gets a little bit screwed, just a little bit, as David Nannon will get to move up with Nathan Scott Maru in P10, and then that will do it for our grid. And now let us hit the road. Welcome to Talladega. Wow, no, it really actually could be that short. It's weird, but technically that math adds up. This could be a very short race. Who's got to be not stupid. So Nathan Scott Maru does not make it onto the grid in time. And has not shown up in pit lane yet. We're doing I thought we were doing laps. Are we not doing laps? Are we just doing an hour 20? All right. Interesting. Is that the car Rodney should be having? Because I feel like it's not. Oh my God, iRacing, can you stop betraying me? How dareth? You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All right, we are I'm gonna do an advanced maneuver. Show you guys the schedule for the rest of the season. As we've got Mid-Ohio, Iowa Speedway, Detroit, Pocono, Barber, and Michigan coming up for our second half of the year. Of the season, rather. Our standings, unfortunately, are not up to date, but we will get those up to date as soon as we can. For now, we'll just get the focus in on the track. pace car heads off. Oh, Mixer. What are you doing? The lights are up. And we are underway here at Talladega. It's the All-Star Race for the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series presented by the Prodigy Racing Association. Immediately, a big changes in position. We'll see David Nannen fall to the back. It's Mixer at the front with Lesenby and Bird in the battle. Blanco with Nannen and Roberts now in the battle for fifth. As they'll charge on down the straightaway past turn 2. All the way in the back will be Robert Hensley. Looking for a move is Nerton. Go to the outside. On board here with Roberts as we watch the four-way battle for the lead. Blanco will get by Roberts on the inside, and he'll stay on the outside, give him the room to work with. 30 laps. You can hear the rumbling in the car as you go through the corner. It's the same in the stock cars as well. It can be kind of terrifying. Back up to the sky we go. As Nerton getting passed by Bird on the inside. Nerton might get passed by Blanco here as well. He's stuck on the outside lane with no help anywhere nearby. Right now, Lesenby in the lead with Mixer right on his tail. It'll be one by one, all the way down the straightaway. Everyone trying to get out of the way of each other's draft just a little bit to avoid the dirty air becoming a problem. Can't get into a big understeer in these turns because while you can go flat, that's only when the turn's perfect. You mess up that turn just a little bit, that car is spearing into the wall. Nerton shoots up to the outside and will make his way up to third. But the problem now is, do you have the room to keep on going? Bird will have a vanishing act, he's back. Nerton on the outside of Lesenby, the two of them side by side, but Nerton losing speed. Lesenby's off, and off he goes. Roberts ends up caught in the crossfire as well, and Hensley's going airborne. Hensley gets caught in the wreckage, goes sky high. And finally his car will settle on down. With Lesenby there in the back, the wheels not attached where they should be. And we'll get a chance to watch that one again. What? That didn't register on the board. We will not get a chance to watch that again as there was no crash indicator. But unfortunately for Lesenby, it's deja vu of last week at the end of the race. Had a chance to catch up to Mixer, but unfortunately went a little bit too far on the inside. And the car did much of the same thing. Not as violently this time around, but the problem still remains. Micah Mixer will have the lead, and Lesenby has to go to the pits for a repair. And it looks like so will Daniel Blanco. Or is that David Nannen? That's David Nannen. It's Rodney Roberts, who's the other driver who is, in fact, in dire need of a pit stop. Well, we're going to take a short break and come on back with some action. Do we need to? We're going to do it anyway. We'll be back with some more of the All-Star Race here for the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series. Sure. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ah, ah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for taking that little moment of a break as we return to the field as Joe Nurton, with a short stop, ends up ahead of the rest of the grid. I think a lap just got deducted. And we're going to get another lap of action here at Talladega. First caution of the day happens on lap 4. Around the track we'll go. I think the lights will head off here, which means we'll only need one more lap around the track. It's Lesenby who will see himself. Where is he right now? I want to see. All the way in the back. But he is catching up. As the grid kind of doesn't know what it's doing. Hensley and Lesenby catching up to the field as Nurton will lead the pack out. Matthew Bird will be second in line with Micah Mixer in third. I've been given a ping. Nathan Scott Maru not on the track because his computer completely crashed. I think he got a B-sod, which nowadays is a black screen of death because they've taken all the charm out of the old school Windows computer. Anyway, that's enough ranting about an operating system for the day. The lights are out, so we will go green next time around. Oh. That's a monkey X, if you ask me. Maybe a monkey E. Got to go around the bend one more time, and then the green flag will wave, and we'll get back underway. For the All-Star race, it's Joe Nurton who will lead the pack.
Green flag.
And the green flag is out. Let's get back to racing here at Talladega. Mixer immediately heading toward the bottom, but it's Matthew Bird who will get the better run and shoot up to the lead. Joe Nurton staying way on the outside off the start, and he'll have to slot into third. Thank you, Windows. You're really cool. Much appreciated. Anyway, here's Daniel Blanco in fourth right now, watching on. He's getting so much speed, but will choose to let up instead of trying to shoot the gap on the outside. heading into turn 3. They're 3 wide now, heading to the line. Mixer on the inside. It's Nerd who's way ahead on the outside. He'll crash on in. Take the lead spot. Blanco trying to choke out Bird and force him way back. Blanco wanting to hold steady. He's got it. Bird on the outside. The two of them still side by side. Nerton back in the lead. Bird tried to cut back down, but ends up losing his spot to Nannon. All the way down in 5th now, with Lesenby behind, Roberts behind him. In the back is Robert Hensley. Nerton again, hard on the outside. But Mixer unable to get on by, so Nerton will hold that lead for now. Mixer going to join him now in that outside lane, immediately crashing in as Nerton possibly just looking to bail out Mixer. It cost him a few positions, but Mixer's got help on the outside now. Looks like he's joined by, that would be Zach Lesenby, it seems to be. But still, the two of them losing ground, and now Nerton's going to give him a helping hand on the outside yet again. Nerton not subscribing to the notion of hold the bottom, and it costs him dearly. Zillow's many spots on the board, now down to 6th as Mixer's up in the lead. Just 8 laps in, and Micah Mixer has taken the lead yet again. Blanco could look to threatening shoot on up to the lead, but he'll have to stick to being right behind Mixer's tail into turn 3. And around turn 4 will go. No room still for Blanco to make a move. He's not going to do it just yet. Wants to conserve his energy. Force Mixer here to the front and make him consume as much fuel as he needs. Because the only thing that Mixer can do is hold the bottom and hold that foot flat. Micah Mixer still leading. Blanco, Nannon, Bird, Lesenby, Nerton, Robert Hensley, the field. As we begin lap 10 of 30. Mixer ends up on the apron just a little bit. That leaves room for Blanco on the inside. Blanco closely followed by David Nannon. Able to take the advantage. What you missed is a caution that saw Robert Hensley go sky high. He was in the air. Lesenby hit the bottom of the apron just a little bit. Crossed over the line and shot up the track. Roberts and Hensley ended up with the worst of it. Hensley going airborne for a bit. A lap was reduced off the caution, and so the drivers get a lap back in the race. A lap that now sees Micah Mixer battling with Zach Lesenby yet again. Lesenby again, that tire dipping below the yellow line. He's in a dangerous spot when he keeps doing that. It's what caused the accident in the first, not the accident, the incident in the first place. And this time Mixer will have room to slot into 4th as Blanco will have the lead. Nathan Scott Maroon not on the track due to a computer crash. And of course, Joey Kuba in the skies for this race to help us out on the back end. We thank you very much, Kuba, for all the work you do. We'll go on board here with Mixer, watching Bird do a vanishing act yet again. And we'll maybe look for a move. Listen to the throttle. He's not fully pinning it because you don't need to in this spot. You've got the draft to work with. You don't need to full throttle it the entire way. Similar to stock car racing, when you have the draft, you don't need to unless you want to go for a move. Mixer does not. He'll stay right where he is as we head into lap 13. Approaching the halfway mark, Daniel Blanco in the lead. His buddy David Nannon that throttle just a little bit. It's a good way to indicate he's not going to go for a move. He's just going to stay in his spotted line. He likes this for now as the car rides on the bottom of the track. A little bit of a wibbly-wobbly here from the front of the pack. Matthew Byrne watching on in the battle for first. The two of them not too worried about it. We're in that middle section of the race, where the only thing you want to do is put some good laps down. Don't mess up. Stay in your spot. Hit your marks. Stay in line in this case. So there won't be much here as we get a shot of every competitor on the track today. We're watching Micah Mixer, the last of this first half of drivers. And they're starting to crash in a little bit. This will allow Lesenby and Nerton to catch up to the traffic. Roberts and Hensley choosing to stay a little further back and watch from a distance. This is, in fact, among the most casual 240-mile-an-hour traffic lights that we've ever seen. It's just Talladega, man. We could put 20 cars out here. We'd get about the same result. It might go 2 lanes. Ooh, but same result. These guys are just driving. That's what you want to do here in the midway part of this track, of this race. We're halfway through now. You just want to put the laps down and just stay with the guys. No need to go ballsy. No need to go for the big moves. You don't need to. You want to wait till there's about 5 laps left, and then you start swinging for the fences. How would I know? Go to Draft Masters. Race in Draft Masters literally ever. Those final 4 laps, you are fighting for your life. Aaron, you would know a lot about that. Get next-gen cars on Draft Master, whether it's Talladega or Daytona. It's completely normal until then. Well, until someone doesn't know how to hold the line and bins the entire field, but we don't worry about that part. I know nothing. Buddy, you're the reason I did Draft Master. Oh, Aaron. Love you, dude. We'll go on board here with Lesenby, who will watch on with these top 4 drivers. I don't know what you're talking about. Next gen's actually where I got my Draft Master win, funny enough. And it's exactly what these drivers are doing right now. Hold the bottom, pin the throttle, and just call it a day. I think I posted about it when it happened. That was like a year and a half ago. Whoa, Lesenby. Dude, Lesenby is terrifying me on the oval. He keeps dipping that tire just a little bit below the line. And when you do that, bad things happen. Bad things have happened to Lesenby because of that. On the lap 19 of our All-Star race, it's Daniel Blanco in the lead. Not officially on the roster, but has been welcomed to join into the All-Star race today. And right now has a shot at $30. Nannen staying close behind, but Blanco shifting his line a little bit, making Nannen work for that draft. As Micah Mixer will go to the outside, immediately see there is no point doing that. Right back in. Just a standard 245 miles an hour, as you do. This is Talladega, dude. Oh my God, Windows, can you stop it? I love my operating system so much, man. Anyway, you know what I should do? I should have it somewhat. One of my frog pictures is the background, is the wallpaper. So when we go to that, it's just frog. I should do that. I think what I should do first and foremost is focus on the race. Watching Micah Mixer right now. As Bird does the vanishing act, but he's back. I don't know, someone's live. Oh, that's great. Oh, okay, into the pits will go a couple of drivers. That looks to be David Nannon and Daniel Blanco, who will take their pit stops. So Matthew Bird in a unique spot. He'll be in the lead for this race. Lap 22 is where we stand. Going to lose it with his operating system, dude. But just do this. Perfect. Actually, perfect. I can see chat. 21 spun. He got a black. Okay. So David Nannon given a black flag for an unsafe pit entry. And his time battling for the lead is done. Couple more drivers will hit the pits. As Mixer being one of them. I saw those tires are spinning. The smoke was climbing. But I think they made it in okay. Everyone trying to figure out how they want to stop and get that fuel in their cars. And Joe Nurton will get a black flag for an unsafe entry as well. So David Nannon and Joe Nurton are out of contention for the win today. As the final drivers to make it to pit lane, Matthew Bird, Zach Lesenby, and Rodney Roberts, they do make it in safely. And Micah Mixer will assume the lead. I don't see a third black flag on the board, and so Micah Mixer gets the lead. And a look to secure that $30 and continue his perfect streak here in Season 4. Matthew Bird finally exiting pit lane, but it's too little too late. Micah Mixer will shoot to the lead. And from here on out, he's just got to hold the bottom and just keep that foot flat. No reason to move. No worry in the world, as the gap is 2 seconds to the next driver. It's Daniel Blanco who will give him the best challenge. But a 2-second gap may be too much. So long as Mixer can hold their steady, this will be an easy $30 for the 28. 6 laps remaining here in the All-Star race. The black flags are all cleared up, and now it's just Micah Mixer having to keep the traffic away, but they're starting to close in a little bit. The gap down by half a second. Blanco and Bird seemingly teaming up to try and catch up to Mixer, and they've made some good progress, but there's more work to do. Easy to catch a single car of the draft. Right now it looks to be the case. As Bird has chopped that gap to 1.2. Down to a second. Blanco going to swap places now with Bird. They may have swapped at the wrong time, though. Now they're stuck side by side. But still, these drivers closing in. Bird with a vanishing act returns to the track. Blanco will stay right behind him. Half a second now the gap. It'll be a 3-way race for the win. Daniel Blanco and Matthew Bird nearby. Micah Mixer trying to break the track on the outside. Bird with a chance to get alongside. He'll cut to the outside, wants the draft instead. And we are 3 long. Mixer goes to the inside. Bird doesn't have the time. He's on the outside. Blanco right behind him. They want to hold this. Bird and Blanco ahead, but they can't stay ahead enough to crash down and cut Mixer off at third. Now they get the advantage of the overspeed. 3 laps to go. Matthew Bird in the lead. No other driver close by. It'll be these 3 fighting for the win. Perhaps Hensley will be some lap traffic. I doubt it, though. The gap to Hensley is about 24. Excuse you. I see you. Trying to extend too far across. Apologies for that. The gap still a 1/10 of a second per car. 3 laps to go. Maybe wait a couple laps and then the crazy moves are going to swing. Matthew Bird in the lead. Daniel Blanco in second and Micah Mixer in third. It's a fight for 30. It's a 30 for 30. Oh. Blanco right on the tail of Bird. Getting up close and personal to the back end of Matthew Bird, but no room to work with here. Nearly collects the back end of Bird. Bird with a vanish. And Blanco keeps his distance enough. He'll go to the inside now. He'll look for the move. The white flag is out. The final lap begins in the All-Star race. Blanco in the lead is amassed a 2/10 gap to Matthew Bird. Bird, the only hope is to keep it pinned and make a move. Immediately, Blanco swings to the outside, trying to break the draft by any means necessary. Mixer hot on the outside. Bird goes up and collects him. And Blanco will take the win as Bird mistimes a move to Mixer. Clatters into him. And Daniel Blanco wins the All-Star race at Talladega. A big swing from Matthew Bird, and it ends up costing him big time, as we'll get another look at it. Immediately wants to swing to the outside. Hello, there's a car there, and catches Micah Mixer, who ends up stuck in a tailspin, as we'll watch on from his perspective now. Moves to the outside. Bird moves late, catches him in the front left, and around goes Mixer. And a pro moment indeed. The frustration from Mixer, very understandable. You hate to see it. And Daniel Blanco will go in the circles. He goes to the right this time as he'll celebrate an all-star victory here at Talladega. Congratulations to Blanco. Congrats on the $30. And thank you all very much for joining us. This concludes the first half of the season. It's season 4 of the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series presented by the Prodigy Racing Association. It'll be Mid-Ohio, our next road course, on the 21st, Iowa Speedway on the 28th, and then for the month of May, Detroit, Pocono Raceway, Barber, and Michigan. Thank you very much for joining us here for the All-Star race. Mixer, that's a rough one, buddy. Tough break. You hate to see it. But of course, while the All-Star race belongs to Blanco, Mixer will still be at the top of the standings, and we head to Mid-Ohio. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Thomas Cuthbert here for the Prodigy Racing Association. The All-Star race of Season 4 of the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series has come to a close. We'll see you next week as we begin the second half of the season.